The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
But we know who we trust. Just when I say that we gon' be alright.
WVTC Radio. Sit back and relax. Tune in. With Elder Miller, where we bring light to darkness. Come on in and enjoy this show. We got a nice one for you today.
We couldn't let this one go, y'all. I got some friends of mine with me, and we gonna praise them anyhow. Woo! Let's go.
Hallelujah. Anyhow. Hallelujah, anyhow.
When life's troubles come your way, learn how to lift your hands and say,
Hallelujah, anyhow.
Anyhow, for the road I've traveled, for the things I've seen, I'll praise.
You said somebody missing.
Good evening. How y'all doing? This your boy. You are here with the Good News with Elder Miller and co-host Dorian H. Nash. That was missing over there for a minute. Yeah. And we have a special guest in the studio with us today. His name is Chris Taylor. You all, we can't wait to interview him, but you already know how we do it. Before we do anything, first of all, we want to thank God for yet another Monday and being here before you all. Please, you all log on. Send somebody a kite, a pigeon, whatever it is that you got to do, and let them know the Good News with Elder Miller and his co-host, Dorian H. Nash, is on. We need you all support so that we can continue to get the word out. Remember, you all, we bring light to darkness.
Come on.
We are here to hope you, not help you. Help is temporary. Hope is eternal.
Come on.
So y'all get ready for what
I
it's about to
love it
take.
when you say that.
I do too. It just sounds so good coming out of my mouth, right?
So good. Yep.
But before we move another further, you all, we want to read our scripture that we always read before we do anything. And it's Luke 14:23 says, and they said to the Lord and to the servants, go out to the hedgeways and the byways, so that my house may be filled with the house of the Lord. So with that being said, you all, we take the word wherever we go, because that's the most important thing to do. And guess what, you all? As we continue to move on, and we're about to have an awesome and amazing show, I'm going to toss it over. Matter of fact, I'm going to alley-oop it over to my co-host, Dorian H. Nash.
Well, thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. Hey, everybody. It has been a full week since we were with you last week. And you see this melanated person sitting between us. I would like to introduce to everybody. He's been on our show before, but he was on virtually. Tonight, we get to have Mr. Chris Taylor in the building with us tonight. Hello, sir.
Hello. Thank you.
Yes. All love.
Nothing but love. So listen, we're going to jump right on in it, right? Because we know that you are an aspiring actor, right? How long have you been performing?
This would be year 10 for me.
Okay, now longevity in the game.
Yeah,
okay, but you don't look beyond 20. So
right. Yeah, don't break it, don't crack, right? Well, I've been acting since he was 3.
Okay.
Right. That's
now, how did you get the acting bug? Is the proverbial question.
Always being animated. I think not necessarily the class clown, but wanting everyone to have a good time at all times. And then one of my mentors at my church actually proposed that I go audition for this company, Models, Actors, and Talent for Christ.
Okay.
That was my first ever audition.
Okay.
And from there, it was love at first sight.
Okay.
I had to get back in it because I just felt alive. So
Right. Beautiful.
yeah.
So do you, in terms of the various mediums, do you like theater as opposed to film, or you don't? You just want to gig?
At this stage, I prefer film. I've done both, but theater is a lot more taxing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work. It is no cut. It is no stop and go. It is just go.
Yeah.
No matter what happens on that stage.
No matter if they forget their line, you forget your line.
Mic fall off.
Right.
Yeah,
All that
costume.
Now, I will say this though. I was at our dear friend who owns the theater in Park Forest, John.
Oh, John Ruffin.
John Ruffin.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know John, first of all, John Ruffin is a genius.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Ruffin.
Yeah. Theater 47.
Theater 47.
Park
So we give a shout out to Theater 47. He does amazing work.
Yes.
But if you go to his place, you will be screaming towards the end, give us free. He has a tendency to do it a little bit long, right? And I'm not mad at you, John. When you see this, there's nothing but love, my brother. Love you. But I mentioned that because when you're in the throes of it and trying to do the thing. I was at one of his productions. Christian Keys, you guys probably know Christian Keys. He's been on everything. His mic went out. Right. And Christian said, he was right in the middle of his character. He said, hold up, I need another. So there are times when I guess you got to reach a certain stature.
Exactly.
Because John didn't get mad at him. Or if he did, he kept it to himself. But usually John don't keep nothing to himself.
Oh, you already know.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So Christian said, right in the middle of the production, hey, this just died. I'm going to need for y'all to bring out another mic. And they did. And so, but he did it in such a way that he was able to get right back in the character. And then, because he was like, all right, cut. All right, scene. And I was saying, he went right back in.
And that's professionalism.
Right. And he made it funny, but then he brought us right back.
Right. That's what's
so I just shared it with you like a you get to that stature.
Right.
You need to say, hey.
Hold on real quick. Run that back in. Right. Roll that.
And they kept it flowing. So shout out to you, John.
Yeah, that's
all
awesome.
Right. Awesome. Do incredible work. So with that in mind, so you got the acting bug. You started. So was this in high school or grade school?
Right after college.
Okay.
In between college, the first college I went to, I couldn't go back. I took a hiatus. Tuition was just high, so
okay. Because I was going to ask you couldn't go back.
Oh yeah.
Was you acting up?
No. My mom.
This is sir.
You know his mom's name is Angie.
Oh, okay.
Like
that. Okay. Enough said.
Right. He got an Angie as a mom, and I got an Angie as a wife. So
everybody on point.
Right.
Everybody on point. So so you were like in between trying to make some decisions.
Yes.
Right.
With life, trying to figure it out. And 2013 was when I was introduced to the program.
Okay.
And then from there, my mom had actually been receiving not random letters, but weekly letters from the Black Ensemble Theater.
Oh, okay.
And they happened to hold a class under Jackie Taylor.
Okay. Oh,
so
shout out to Jackie Taylor. Exactly. Yes.
She put me on my first show, workshop, and from there it was history. So,
it's history. So what was the biggest lesson you learned from getting your acting chops in theater? Because it's a different thing, theater to film. It's a different medium, and so I always try to ask actors that because it's just a different medium. So
I would say the first thing that jumps to mind is to trust yourself, because the audience has no clue what the show is. Right. They don't know the lines. They don't know what's next. They don't know what to expect. So they only have an indication of someone flubbing or messing up through you.
Right.
So, trust yourself and understand that what you are giving is enough. And it always is, quite honestly.
You know what? So full disclosure, right? So I've directed, Pastor G and I have done a few plays, and I've directed a few plays. And what I love to see, when I see an actor do take the lines and then be able to, not only just recite them, because that's one, you got to learn your lines, you got to get off book, but to be able to make, like, I've had some actors, like the person is right here, and that they're supposed to be communicating with, and they are here talking. I'm like, who are you talking to?
Right.
Who that? You talking to the audience?
Right.
But you need to be talking to this character right now. And so to make good decisions about what the character would do,
Yes.
in terms of, if you're supposed to be in the scene drinking coffee, don't come in there with orange shoes.
Right.
I've had
Oh yeah.
little things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because the audience picks it up.
Yes, they do.
Right? They
Yeah.
pick up everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, though. But they don't know when we make a mistake until
Right.
we put it on our face
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But still just making those good decisions. So
Right.
when it came to, you mentioned earlier you had a mentor. So was that person also in acting, or they just pushed you in that direction?
No, yeah, just pushed me into that direction. Wanted me to use my gifts.
Okay.
And really wanted the best for me, like another father figure.
Okay.
And he saw that lane, and we both kind of took that jump in the deep end of the pool, just like, let's just see what happens.
Okay.
Right.
And from there, it just picked up and the ball kept rolling. So, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So were you, in first starting, was it more comedic or was it more drama?
More comedic, because comedic is naturally for me, like outside of.
You strike me as somebody that just
I like
act a fool.
I like a little bit.
I
like to be silly.
Right. Yeah.
It does.
They were like,
Yeah, it's
give that
natural.
boy
It's
something to do.
That's exactly what it was. So
Yeah.
it was more comedic. That became very, very natural. And then the skill set and the real craft of the work and the homework became when it's show your emotion. Because for it to be authentic and for it to be great, you really got to be transparent.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't like doing that. So
What was it for you that allowed you to develop in that way as an actor to be able to hit the emotional part of, the emotional parts?
it was therapy before I found a therapist.
Come on now. You
You
about to help somebody.
listen.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Did I say him? We're gonna help somebody.
Right,
Okay,
right,
go
right.
ahead.
Yeah, it definitely was therapy before I found a therapist. And what I mean when I say that is, I had a teacher, Professor Khan at Chicago State University, my acting mother. She helped me to, for example, if I had a scene that needed anger, I have a stereotype, and we all do have a stereotype of what we think anger is. But she asked me questions. No. When's the last time you were mad? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I really asked those questions. I'm like, well, yeah, my mom did that one time. Okay, yeah. Show me that. Show me exactly what you went through and what you felt. And the more I did it, the less I was worried about looking dumb or looking stupid or making a mistake. And once it became...
Because you were feeding in that energy.
It became like tying your shoes so much to where you do it, you don't even realize, oh, you look back at the film and like, oh, wow, I don't know who that person was at that scene.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's
Oh my, I said that to you.
Right. Yeah. Right. I'm so sorry.
Was that understood?
Did I do? Yeah. Right.
So sorry.
Did I do that?
Right.
Yeah.
So it just became therapy. Now it felt good to release what Chris was going through most times and pick up on another character.
You know what? I want to interject with that, if you will. In life, even with that, with what you said, that's why it's so very important that we do interject with people, and release, because that helps us in life. I mean, that's why you have so many. I believe that's why so many people be depressed.
Yes.
When they're bottled up and they don't release. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, they say that laughter is good for the soul, which it really is.
It really is.
But we have to be careful with that, because we can always find people that their outer appearance it says I'm okay, but your inner is saying I'm going through some stuff.
Right.
So we have to learn how to find that mentor, like you had, and you said your mother. And I like the way you're using these terms, mentor and things of that nature. And see, we don't, as our color. Black
culture,
people, we don't use those words. You know what I'm saying? We don't. It's my brother or my sister or maybe no one gets credit as to what we get from our knowledge, if you will, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So we have to that's very important, and that's one of the main things I think I'm doing that God has led me to do what I'm doing now, to be able to expound on the good news with Elder Miller and co-host Dorian H. Nash, is because we can actually bring these type of resources to each other so that we can hope
there you go.
each other so that we can hope each other, you know what I'm saying, so that we can get the outcome, the outcome, and the what's the other word that I'm looking for, get the longevity that we need, if that makes sense.
Come on.
You understand what I'm saying? Because life be life.
Life be life, and
man.
y'all hear that?
Yeah, life be life, and man, I'm telling you. And with that being said, you all, I don't know why I just keep thinking about that guy Twitch. You know what I'm saying? How everybody that came in contact with this brother always talked about how upbeat, how encouraging he was. He always had a smile on his face. He was always dancing. But in the inside, this brother was hurt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that
also goes to say that we don't know what people are going through.
Yeah, that's where I was headed with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, though. If we ask for that help, which I'm quite sure he probably could have, you know what I'm saying?
To get that hope.
There you go. To get the bottom line is that we have to make a conscious decision that we can't hurt like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are, because that's why people fall in depression. That's why you got suicide on an all-time high.
Well, that's another reason why I love that we get to do the show. That we get to bring people from various walks of life. We've had insurance agents here. We have actors here. We've had, pastors here.
Comedians.
We've had comedians here. We've had people from all walks of life, and we still the same theme of life be life in y'all.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
So however you got to get through your hustle or your whatever it is, you can get through it.
Right.
But we want to bring light to dark in these situations. And so just really glad that you're here, and really glad that we can talk about this. And what you just said was so key, that, man, we don't know what people are going through.
Yeah.
Right now, somebody's listening to this episode, of this particular show, and they may have gotten some really bad news, a bad doctor's report, lost a job, things going on with your kids. And we just want to say to you right now, we just want to say that no matter what you're going through, there is hope for you.
Yes, it is.
Right? Somebody try to dog you out and call you everything but a child of God, but you are still loved. I'm sorry, I just feel I need to say this.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you are still loved, and you are still needed, and you are still worthy of everything that God has for you in life. So we just want to say that right now, and just, I just needed to get that off my
Man,
chest.
I mean, right. Well, I'm glad you did, because I felt it all up in you.
Because I think, again, just speaking to that same narrative, we don't know what people are going through. And just when you mentioned Twitch, he was all smiles, but that brother was hurting in some sort of way. We don't know. We don't even know what it is, and it's not our business to know.
Right, yeah. No,
but, so...
But that says a lot to what's going on in the world today, with everything that's going on, where you think that money, you know what I'm saying, you think that money is the answer. And a lot of us think that, oh man, when I get that money, that's going to solve all my problems. Well, guess what?
More money, no problems.
There you go.
Come
at
on
the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because you have to we have to think about the things that's taking place in our lives. But at the end of the day, you all, bottom line is that we have to be here for one another. The biggest trick of the enemy is to get us to think that we're the only ones going through what we're going through.
Come on now.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's how we get tricked. But I can guarantee you, if you just tell it and you talk to somebody else has gone through even worse or probably the same. And I mean, not to say that when you hear that somebody has gone through that or whatever the case may be, the bottom line is you figure out, or they tell you what it is that they've done to survive it.
Yeah.
Because as long as we can inhale and exhale, you survive it.
Yeah.
God has woke you up yet another day to see another day.
Yep.
So that means that, guess what? You still got work to do. It's not finished. It's not the end. One of my Pastor Green has a saying that say, if you still here, you still breathing, God is not finished with you yet. I don't care how bad, what situation, the doctor report, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
If you still here, it's not that bad.
Well, we're going to say, Chris, we're going to get back to you.
But
I feel like Chris will be like,
So obvious.
but all jokes aside, as we've been, talking for these last 5 minutes or so, just, kind of delving into, we don't know what people are going through, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're acting, and I'm sure, particularly, probably more so in theater, but there are moments as an actor when you are really connecting with the audience, right? And it could be comedic. It could also be, drama, right? In those moments for you, what are some of the takeaways, or what have you learned from those types of experience when you've just connected and you've connected? What has that meant for you?
It quite honestly blows my mind how God uses my tool.
Okay,
because
speak on that.
There are moments where I have gotten insecure or the doubts will soak in, and if I only have one line, I'm like, there's no way. I only have one line in this show. There's no way God's gonna, do anything with this. So let me just throw it out there. But then there are other times where I've taken it serious, and like you said, I had that connection. Yeah. And that young person who is looking up on stage and their eyes are just big. Yeah. I don't know what that does for them 5-10 years down the line. Right. You know what I mean? And it was just that one moment that I had that all God needed. Right. That I used my tool. Exactly. So since that, or moments like that, I've grown to never take it for granted, no matter what it is, or why I'm on stage.
What's the adage? There are no small parts, only small actors. Exactly. Right. Exactly. And so you learn already that whatever part I have, whether it's either the entire script or one line,
and guess what? We're gonna piggyback off of that with Keith Hale, which is also her cousin from last week. Yeah. You mean with Chicago PD? Yeah. He didn't have, he came out as a pastor, did a really good job. And then got killed. so I mean, hey, don't take it for granted. Like you say, the small things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's still a credit, y'all.
It was. Absolutely. And a check. And a check. Whether he's saying something or he didn't. Yeah. So the bottom.
He died very well.
Yeah, right. He went down.
He was amazing. Oscar. Right. Oscar.
I told me, I was messing with him every when I see it. I right away, I'm texting him. I'm like, Keith, man, you went down like a pro, bro. Man, you felt so good, man. He's like, right. I was like, and then Hoyt came and pulled the covers off you, man, and was like, who was that? And Kevin was like, yeah, that was Pastor such and such. I was like, I was like, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? It was like he was eating popcorn. You know what I'm saying? It was but we were excited for him because we've watched how Keith has grown. He's been in some of our productions and stuff like that. Yeah. Man, the brother is amazing. You got to meet him, man, one time. But he used to do it.
But they're going to do a production together.
Yeah, that's what Pastor Aloysius. Yeah. Man, this dude. He used to call Pastor Dichotomizone. Yeah. So we used to. So as you see, we have a lot of church affiliation too. Yeah. And you mentioned earlier that you came, from a church background. Did you perform in church as well?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Once I got started into it, that's when our church began a little small drama club and group, I should say. Okay. And they're picking back up now. So no, the acting originally didn't start in church. It did not.
You were just acting up in church.
Right. Mom, looking into the quiet.
Right. My bad. Well, we got Chris here. Chris Taylor here. Please ask your questions now. We got this young, amazing, talented young brother here, man. Just ask some questions. If you got any concerns, whatever like that, we are here for you to help you. We are not here to help you, but we can help you. So please log on. Let somebody else know we're still on. We'll still be on for another 30 minutes or so. But we're having fun with this brother. And as we continue to move on, we want to know what it is that you would like for us to share with you in the near future. We do have a lot of great things that are coming up. I might as well use this plug as well. In February, we're looking to have, I call this brother a theologian. We're looking to have one of my brothers come in, Pastor Stephen Wright, to come in and take over in the 7:30 hour with Black History.
Come on
for
now.
The month of February.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna say this: Black History is American history.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just need to say that.
But see, we gonna piggyback because she actually works at the museum and she's real big on it as well. So we want to make sure that we enlighten people onto our American history, because at the end of the day, we perish for a lack of knowledge. And a lot of our young people don't understand where they came from, and they really don't understand where they're going because of the way that they're acting. So we definitely want to be able to show, we're not here to make anybody depressed, but we need to see how our ancestors and some of us and what we've gone through to get to the point where we are now, to where our young people are acting a fool. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real. They're acting up, and that's not us. My father always used to say, if you're out there in the streets, somebody come to me and say you acting up, then you're not acting like a Miller. You understand what I'm saying? So stand up and act like you're supposed to act, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure that we bring it back to our history, right? So that we can learn how to move forward, you all, and get the respect that we really deserve. Because walking around with your pants hanging down and somebody seeing your underwear and stuff, that's not going to get us the respect that we really deserve, you all. And that's something, how that fashion has just gone on for 25, 30 years of us doing that, knowing where it came from, man. That's
now. I would love for the audience to chime in, because it's my understanding that that type of wardrobe choice, I should say, comes from the prison population. Yeah. And so, as long as we still got prisons, I think we're still gonna see that, keep rolling about. But it doesn't have to be. But I hear totally what you're saying.
No, it's bananas. But actually, even before prison, it came from slavery. Okay, that was they wouldn't give you a belt. Because you couldn't run. And it's just like now.
But see, back then people wanted a belt.
Yeah.
So they couldn't run, but they wanted a belt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you can give them 20 belts, and they ain't wearing one.
Or they have it on, and it's tight to the point where it's up under their butt or whatever.
Yeah. So it's just a whole nother mentality, I think. So, but I always say everything always traces back to slavery. My cereal was warm today. Oh, it traces back to slavery. Right. Some fun in some kind of way, but that aside. But I think that I'm super excited about what's coming up in February, that we can have some highlights of that and just really educate people that listen to the show. Absolutely. And we'll still have amazing guests as we do right now with Mr. Chris Taylor. Do you have anything that's coming up? And we have time. Do you have anything that's coming up a project that you're working on right now?
Actually, the release of my first feature film.
Come on now.
Okay.
It's called Pretty Crazy.
Okay.
It's actually, we're going to be doing a premiere at the DuSable Museum on the 5th of February, $20 at the door. So,
but tickets for your host.
Oh, I already have y'all.
Oh, okay. I was checking.
I didn't want to let them know that. Y'all already.
We were there anyway. We support. That's one thing we do. We support. We definitely. Yeah, but also while we're talking about that, I also want to talk to him. I think we did a little bit online when we was cracking up when he played Langston Hughes.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And I want you to talk a little bit about that as well. How we looking? Okay, we only got 2 more minutes, so we'll come back to that.
But tell us about the feature film. Yeah. So what is it about? What's the premise of what was it again?
Pretty Crazy.
Pretty Crazy.
I play young man Blake, and he has been dating, trying to find so-called the one, and they all each have this unique characteristic that's just a deal breaker. And
wow, okay.
Right when he's about to give up, he comes into contact with possibly the one, but still his past catches up to him, and then you got to figure out if this is going to work. Life be life.
Right.
Yeah,
I like that.
Okay, so is it a limited release? Is it who's distributing it?
Vision Films, going through Vision Films, and they haven't told us yet. They haven't released information yet of what streaming platform they're going to have it on.
Okay.
But of course, once I get that, I'm definitely going to relay the information with you all.
Awesome. But you're having a premiere at DuSable.
Premiere DuSable February 5th.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, listen, we're going to take a break for 2 minutes. You guys know that in the second half of the hour, we always have a segment called Saying Ain't So. I want to encourage you, though, if there's something that's on your heart that you feel like you want us to talk about in that segment or any other segment, or a guest that you really would like to have on this show, please let us know. You can contact the station. You can email Pastor G. What is your email, Pastor G?
newbirthtruck31@gmail.com.
Come on now. And then also, we always encourage you. We always have business entrepreneurs on this show.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
If you want to have a commercial, a segment on this show, please contact us. We have some very reasonable rates. Get it now before we totally blow up.
That's right.
And then you can. So
syndication.
okay. because it's around the corner.
Oh,
so
yeah,
when
right.
we get
Oh, yeah, it's
syndicated,
coming. Right.
I don't want you to say, "Hey, can you hook a brother up?"
Right.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Right.
The hookup time is right now.
Right, and right now.
So, with that being said, we'll be back in 2 minutes. Please stay tuned. We have some more conversation, some more laughter, and we'll be right back in 2 minutes. See you.
Alone in a room, it's just me and you. I feel so lost, 'cause I don't know what to do. Now what if I choose the wrong thing to do? I'm so afraid of disappointing you. So I need to talk to you and ask you for your guidance, especially today when my life is so cloudy. Guide me until I'm sure I open my heart. Oh yes. My hopes and dreams are fading fast. I'm all burned out, and I don't think my strength's gonna last. So I'm crying out to you, Lord. I know that you're the only one who is able to pull me through. So I know I need to talk to you and ask you for your guidance, especially today when my world seems so cloudy. Lord, guide me until I'm sure I open up my heart. Oh yeah, yes I do. So show me how to do things your way. Don't let me make the same mistakes over and over again. Your will be done, and I'll be the one to make sure that it's coming out. And in me, I don't want any doubt. That's why I wanna talk to you. Yes, I do. And ask you for your guidance, especially today when my world seems just a little bit cloudy. Lord, you can guide me through. That's why I open up my heart, my heart, my heart, my heart. Oh, all I need to do is just hear a single word from you. Oh, I open up my heart to you, to you. You're the lover of my soul, the captain of my sea. I need a word from you.
Imagine yourself 20 pounds lighter in 8 weeks. Time Fitness program is designed to lose weight and tone your body at the same time. After each workout, you'll enjoy a 15-minute sauna to burn more calories, reverse the aging process, boost your metabolism, and enhance detoxification. Get a free protein smoothie after each session and a free Time Fitness shirt. Stop procrastinating. TimeFitness.com 773-458-5084.
Well, we're back in the flesh.
We are back. Thank you guys for hanging tough with us. And as you know, in this segment, we're going to have some conversation about a couple of things. We're going to start off with an unfortunate, tragic situation. Many of you know that Monday, I guess now last Monday, was the lunar moon cycle, and it was a celebration.
Okay.
Right. And so I'm going to kind of read from this news report from the AP. It says, and this was in Monterey Park. Many of you already know that investigators searching for motive Monday in its worst mass shooting in Los Angeles County history, said the gunman was previously arrested for illegally owning a firearm, had a rifle at home, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, and appeared to be manufacturing gun silencers.
Oh, geez.
Okay. Los Angeles Sheriff Robert Luna said, that's interesting, said that had not established why the 72-year-old 72-year-old Can Tin Tran gunned down revelers during the Lunar New Year celebration at a Monterey Park dance hall he was said to frequent himself. What drove the man to do that, we don't know, but we intend to find out, Mr. Luna said. So I'm going to stop there. First of all, it was the worst shooting in LA County history, but also done by a person that was 72.
72 years old. What are you going through?
What?
What are you
saying? It ain't so. What is that?
What makes a person 72 years? Well, what makes a 17-year-old? What makes a 6-year-old take a gun to school? I mean, these are the type of things that we say it ain't so. You know,
I just
did
feel like.
Or did they kill him?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe he died of, yes.
Okay, yeah, I think I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, self-fulfilled. Okay. Yeah. So wow.
But you should be in your twilight years, you know, in retirement, going fishing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, playing with your grandkids.
Yeah, all of the above, unless he didn't have family. I mean, there's another situation.
We don't know.
Know.
So obviously, here's what gets me. I want you guys to, share your thoughts. So oftentimes, we just heard that this gentleman was even supposed to have a gun. Mm-hmm. He was already illegally having firearms, making silencers, which again, you making silencers for what? Because you make a silencer so you don't hear when you shoot the phone.
Oh yeah, right.
Because it was like, I need my guns to hunt. Well, you ain't hunting with a silencer.
Right. Yeah. No.
You hunting. No. You know what I'm saying? You have a silencer because you want to be incognito when you shoot these people, right?
Yeah, right.
Or as you sell it to other folks, so they can do the same.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we often hear, when we talk about gun laws and making ways to make it better, they couple it with, people having mental illness and things like that. And surely I think this gentleman was going through something, right? But he ain't insane. I don't know his situation. Maybe he was. I think he had I want to believe a momentary lapse in judgment, or maybe he had been seething to do this for quite some time. We don't know. But I think people are so quick to throw that hat on it, like that's somehow that absolves them.
Right. Yeah.
Of being able to
all
really
your gun
do.
Law. Yeah.
Yes. You can't really count that because this man had mental illness.
Yeah.
Well, if we have I don't know what the average is, and you guys, the audience, you can help me. If we're having a mass shooting like every 2 weeks or so. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And we attribute it every time to some sort of mental illness. Shouldn't we address the mental illness?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right.
But it's just
right.
And then still address gun laws and how they're impacting people, so that people don't have access as quickly and as easily as they do. So guys, say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so.
But it doesn't. Excuse me. It doesn't seem to be getting better. In fact, it seems to only be getting worse because I don't know. unfortunately, there's a certain profile. When you hear a shooter, in fact, most times when we hear mass shooting, all of us have a certain person, or I ain't gonna say them, but they're usually this color. Okay, I ain't talking about nobody. I ain't trying to get no smoke, but we have a certain figure in mind when we hear mass shooting, right? That's not always the case, and I'm not even saying it's fair, but most times, those images come to mind, right? When they do, though, it's always depicted as that particular individual. However, when someone who happens to be more of this kind of pigment, I'm just saying,
Right.
it's always then affiliated with gang violence or gang, he can't just be an individual.
Right.
Or, it could be a she. But typically, y'all got those mass murders on lock, the men do.
Yeah.
Y'all got those on lock. If a woman is doing a mass shooting, she's trying to shoot somebody.
Yeah, right.
She just missed.
Purpose. Yeah, right. Yeah.
She's generally trying to shoot somebody. But I'm not trying to make light of that, please. This is a very tragic situation. And, of course, we want the families that have been impacted by this to know that, yes, you're in our prayers. Yes, this is tragic. We want to send peace and comfort your way in a time where there is no peace and comfort.
Right.
Exactly. So again, it's nothing but love. But man, what do we do, y'all? And we want to hear from our audience as well. What can we do to stem this? What is almost an epidemic? Oh,
it is. I mean, and then you got the people that sell these guns, these rifles, semi-automatics, saying that, you're trying to take our amendments away and all these other stuff. Who needs a semi-automatic? What war are you in? Unless you want to go over there to Iraq and where they're fighting that and do your thing, then other than that,
they could use it in Ukraine.
Absolutely. So we don't
over there.
You don't need it over here because it's all about the money at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just bananas of what they saying they need. They really don't need. But, to make light of it, you all, I want to say that that's a say it ain't so. These situations, and when we talk about these things, we just look at them and be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's something, you know what I'm saying, we have to put light on because it's happening on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It's like a pandemic.
How many times have we had these conversations and these segments, part of that it involves some sort of shooting.
Yeah.
But I want to transition a little bit. We're still in the Say It Ain't So segment, but I want to bring up Beyonce a little bit. Okay. Now, Beehive, if y'all listening, I don't want no smoke. Right. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Now, take from it what you will. Okay? So that being said, that's a disclaimer. Right?
These are not the voice of WBTC Radio.
Okay. But recently, she performed in Dubai, and they paid her $24 million to perform. And I just want y'all's take on this because, she has, when you think about her audience, the LGBTQ community, plus has really embraced her and really supported her music, right? No shade on all of that. Okay, it is what it is. But in Dubai, you can't even pretend that you want to come out in Dubai, right? Because you would immediately be put in jail, even put to death for that because they don't play with that, right?
Not at all.
And so she goes to a place where her very audience cannot openly attend, right? So what do y'all feel about that? Did she sell out? Or was she just getting her bag and she going to come back to America and continue, doing what she do for the people? Or did she sell out? I'm just asking, Beehive, don't come for me.
my answer to that is that 24, dot 00000. That's my answer to that. 24 million. I'd have been over there. 24 million. I'm telling you, hey.
You're saying you would have done it. You would have done it.
Absolutely.
So would it be a sellout?
I'll be singing all the way to the bank. 24 million. Hey, call me what you want to call me, but I'm $24 million up. Pop locking and everything.
Okay.
So what you think about that?
Okay. Now again, disclaimer, Beehive. Be nice.
Right.
Okay.
That is an excellent question because yes, from the business aspect, to make that much in one evening of a play, I would definitely
Right.
see that as a very smart business move. But if it were a place and, like you said, an environment to where a part of my supporters aren't welcomed or aren't seen as equal, that's a lot to think about, you know. So I like to think with the genius that she is, that there was more into it and that she has a plan, like a kind of get back plan, if you will, to go with it. But yeah, man, that is a hard question. That is,
Yeah, that's loaded. That's loaded.
It is. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, because
loaded.
some people are like, oh, we should, you know, ain't nobody gonna cancel Beyonce. But there's these rumblings of that was a bad move in terms of what that meant for her audience and what that meant in terms of what she's really representing. Because some people have argued, well, so all it really means is if you got the right bag, Beyonce will show up.
Well, and here's my take on all that. Beyonce got that I don't give a money. Okay, she a billionaire. So at the end of the day, whatever anybody's saying.
Well, so
at the
when
end
is
of the day,
enough enough? If she's already a billionaire, does she really need to take that 24?
Absolutely.
Y'all heard it here.
Absolutely.
Well, now tell me why you feel that so strongly.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about the bag. You know what I'm saying? I mean.
But again, but that's the question though. When is enough is enough?
There's never enough. That's the problem. People think that, you know what I'm saying?
So
that lets you know that no matter what, and then you find out what a person really stands for. When they say that they with you, are they really with you?
I'm gonna get this 24 real quick.
Yeah, and then I'll come back and play with you. You understand me? And get some more bag. You see what I'm saying? So
I would love to hear some input from the audience.
Yeah, y'all awfully quiet tonight. Where y'all at?
Come on now.
Is it just us tonight? I ain't seen no comments. Cheryl said good evening. I ain't seen nobody say y'all out there. Where y'all at? Where y'all at?
This is a good conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. We need some conversation. We need show some. Can you get love hearts on here?
Yeah, you
some
can.
love hearts or something, y'all. Let us know y'all out there. There we go.
Oh, Franklin.
But it say depends on what. Oh, get that thing out of there. Just be talking about get that thing out of there.
Depends on what you're doing with it. Well, again, so here's a question. Say she took that 24 million and she comes back and she's, you know, doing all types of stuff for the LGBT community. Does that wipe away her going there? Does it, y'all?
That makes it challenging because, like, to his point of her being a billionaire, from my understanding, 24 million is something she can pull out her pocket and start that on her own giving and giving back to that specific community. So that's why I say it's such an interesting topic, and even her performing, like, I wonder what the performance represented in a sense. Because that don't seem like that would.
Have you guys seen any of the clips from the show?
I have not, but I can tell you one thing. They have a lot. My cousin has gone. Matter of fact, my cousin has gone over there several times
to Dubai.
And to Dubai. And I mean, man, they lay it out.
Yeah,
but they do have some guidelines and some restrictions and things that you can't do over there as well.
You ain't gonna go there act a fool over there.
Oh yeah, no, I understand, man. If you use the bathroom outside. As a man, you relieve yourself outside. You could actually be castrated and sent to jail for life. They got some. They got some stuff over there, boy. Make you.
What's the phrase? F around and find out.
Okay. Yeah, they got some real deal Holyfield for you over there. Yes, hold it.
Don't let nobody see you.
And I think, matter of fact, I heard of somebody can. If you out there, you all looking at it. It was a situation where. I guess one of Holyfield was over there, and I guess one of his guys got into something or whatever like that, and Holyfield actually had to go to the Imperial, whoever, the embassy, the embassy, and get this guy off for whatever it is that he done. So I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? But that lets you know that they ain't playing over there.
So again, but that brings me back to the question, and Franklin, if you want to chime in as well, but even if does that take the heat off of her for saying I'm going to use this money for good, because somebody could say, well, I'm a drug dealer, but I spend money on kids after school programs and I do all this, so I give back to the people, but I got to make my paper, you know. And obviously we know Beyonce's not a drug dealer, but that's not what I'm saying. But it's the same premise in terms of I'm going to take this perceived bad money and do something good with it.
Well, I don't really, to be totally honest with you, I don't really think it boiled down to any of that.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I think it was a situation where they called her with a whole lot of money involved, and she did it. Whether it meant hurting anybody's feelings, at the end of the day, I think it was just all about her. You know
But
what I'm
let's
saying?
conversely, though, let's put this. Even though I'm gonna say it again, be nice. So there was some questions around when we had the previous administration. I want to say the person's name. Previous administration, they wanted Beyonce to perform. She said no, right? And that's her prerogative, right?
Yeah.
To perform, and I'm sure there was not a bag, certainly not 24 million,
Right, yeah.
involved in that. But she had standards then. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
She had a standard, and then she said, nope, not doing that one. But this 24 mil though.
Yeah.
But this 24 mil though.
I'm over there singing.
Now, for those who may or may not have seen it, all I saw was just a small 30-second clip, and she's literally at the end of the show. There are fireworks and
they do
pyromania, and
spare no expense.
and she is being literally levitated in the center of the stage to some crazy height while she's singing, "Drunken Love," right? I mean, it's just
money ain't good money. Yeah.
Okay. See, and it's an amazing ending to the show, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see the entire show, and you know how Beyonce is. That person who filmed it, I hope they're still alive because they don't play with that either.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, but all I'm saying is that, man, and I guess this speaks to what Franklin was just saying, that all money ain't good money, but man, it is her prerogative. She is a business owner, right? Should she be held to the same standard as you and I?
I don't think so. Simply because, like I said, she did what she needed to do, and it's done. She got 24 million for 20. I was gonna say for 24 hours.
Probably 3 hours.
It was probably 3 hours or whatever.
I mean, whatever prep it took. She prepped for the show.
But the bottom line is that she got 24 million, y'all. So I mean, enough of that.
But so why is there a double standard? Do you agree with that?
The more I think about it, no, and only because I think about there are certain roles that I'm not mature enough to take just yet that perpetuates Black stereotypes for a bag.
You said it was 35 million?
Oh my goodness!
Well, I got 24. You saying it was 35?
Oh my goodness!
What was you saying?
I didn't know it was 35. That's
okay.
Okay. That's tough because, like I was saying, the roles now that perpetuate Black stereotypes. If I was given a bag as such or offered a bag as such, do I have an argument to say, "But guys, I can take these funds and do X, Y, and Z for us," but like you said, the integrity that goes with it. So at the end of the day, to your point, that is you standing by yourself and looking at your own reflection and seeing if that's something you can go forward with.
I'm gonna say this really quickly. So with that in mind, what you just said, I think about years ago, Angela Bassett was offered the role in Monsters Ball. That ultimately Halle Berry ended up playing, and Angela took a stand. She says, "I don't want this role is not in alignment with what I value." That was her choice, and Halle ended up winning an Oscar for that role, right? But then just recently, Angela Bassett received Lifetime Achievement Award. Has been receiving nothing but love in her career, and she's still acting. And not to say that Halle isn't, but it doesn't seem to be on the same scale. Right? She wasn't in Wakanda. Right. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't Queen Mother. Okay. Right. And so there's something to be said about her standing on her integrity. And even though it may not have come in the immediate because she didn't get that Oscar, but now she's really reaping the benefits of those choices. So it kind of goes back to we didn't talk about it earlier, but Warren Buffett saying at the end of the day, the biggest principle is no matter how much money you have, you know, it can't compare to the quality of life as it relates to your family and your friends and all of that. So if Warren Buffett can say that, right, in terms of at the end of the day, and we know he's one of the richest men in the world. Of course, somebody said, well, it's easy for him to say that. He's one of the richest men in the world. But one thing that most people that may or may not know about Warren Buffett, he still lives in the same house.
He's still driving that old Cadillac.
He has the same thing for lunch for every day.
Oh yeah, brown paper bag.
Yeah, so you know, he's not out here blinging it up. Right. But I'm gonna stop talking. You wanted to say something.
You know what? That kind of reminded me of my man from. Oh my God! It's in Chicago. What is it? The Shy. Okay, me and the guy that played the Shy, the guy that was the star in that. Oh my God, what is his name? Anyway, one year at the Babiligan, I saw him at the Babiligan. We chopping it up and everything like that. He took a picture with the dark skinned guy that had the box cut. I can't think of his name. Okay. But I've met him a couple times actually. Okay. And so we get to who's at the Babiligan. So we come over, you know, we chopping it up and everything like that. I say, man, I'm so excited about you, man. And shit, bro. I said, man, I can't wait to see you like that. And he looked at me with this like puzzled look on his face. And I'm like, yeah, man. I said, man, you've been killing it like that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah. And I didn't, and he gave me this disturbed look. And I'm like, what? You know, why you give me that look? Come to find out, you know, they wanted him to do the role where he played the bisexual guy. Remember the one that was the dude that was in there that they wanted him to do that role. Okay. And he passed on it. Okay. And I haven't seen him in anything else, to be honest with you, since that. But my point is that he stood on it. The directors wanted to go this way with him, and he was like, nah. Franklin, who don't you know? Right. That's so true. I got pictures with him and everything. Yeah, that's my man. I cannot think his name right now. But anyway, dude was my man in the shot. You know what I'm saying? He made the shot of me. But anyway, he dude played Kevin, I think, in there. Is that his name? The dude that played the dude's brother? I didn't see the show enough to know. He was a drug dealer, and he also had a dude that was supposed to play a woman in there. Oh wow! Okay. And I believe I think his name was Kevin in there. But anyway, the guy that was supposed to play him opted out, and that was my man. I can't think. I got, matter of fact, if I pull up my phone, I got pictures of me. I'm saying, y'all be, oh yeah, him. If you watch the shot. But anyway, back to that. But anyway, Chris, before we get out of it, because we got a couple of minutes, I really wanted to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? He played Langston Hughes, and people that I grew up with. That was one of their family members of the Jordans, right? So, so I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, oh, wow. And when I saw it, his mom posted some pictures, and we were actually supposed to go to that, and we were out of town. Anyway, but... Do you still remember a Dream Deferred? That's all right, young man. It's okay.
But no, I do take, if I were to say I took something from that, is the power in how Langston fought oppression with his artistry. Because that's rich. I never expected, especially with words. You know, we have so many ways that you can combat life in a sense, but when life got tough and rough for him, he put it into his art. Yes. So again, the therapy before the therapist. That is something that I'd really humbled to have learned about him.
Well, you know, there was a. Thank you for sharing that. It's so true. I just want to be mindful of our audience. I think there was a comment that was said earlier, Damon, that maybe we missed. I don't know if it was Franklin. Yeah. But what it was something about would you do something, and I didn't see the full comment.
There it is. Oh.
Would you go do something you don't want to do, or that you might be strongly against for a certain amount of money? And I think we've answered that. Yeah. Question. Oh
yeah. We answered that. But definitely.
Yeah. All right. I just want to make sure we hit it.
So we got like 1 minute left, you all. Engineer, can you please bring that fire up for me? I want to discuss that little bit of that before we get out of here. You all, we got this. This is going to be an amazing time. You all don't want to miss it. At our church, you all, we have a charity, a sneaker ball, right? Okay. So we asking that you bring your sneakers with your best outfit and you purchase a pair of sneakers. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to bless kids that are less fortunate with brand new shoes.
Okay.
So we asked for you all to come out and rock with us. You all, we're going to have raffle tickets, live music, food, and all that for $30. It's going to be a fun time. So I'm asking that you all please support us. Even if, and man, it's crazy because I want to give this brother a shout out, Pastor Randall White. Commissioner Randall White in Park Forest.
Okay.
I called him and let him know what we were doing over at our church, and I was asking him, would it be possible for him, to support us in this effort?
Sure.
Before I can say anything, that brother was like, you know what? Even if I can't make it, I'll purchase a ticket and I'll purchase some gym shoes.
Oh,
now
awesome.
that's a good brother, right?
Okay.
So I want to give him a shout out. He's actually the pastor. He's just been elevated to the pastor of First Baptist Church in Chicago Heights. They're located at 80 Archer.
Okay.
In Chicago. This is Chicago Heights. I'm thinking about my church in Park Forest, you all. That's
Okay.
80 Archer in Park Forest.
Awesome.
Our church is at 925 in Arthur, where our senior pastor is Isaac B. Green, you all. So guess what? Friday, February 10th, 2023 at 7 p.m. I need y'all to be in the house. Matter of fact, I need y'all to purchase these tickets right away. Okay, they're $30 and they're available at getthelife.org. Getthelife.org. I need you all to please purchase these tickets. Even if you can't come to the event, purchase a ticket or bring some shoes by.
Yeah.
And we have totes and things put in the lobby where you can just come by, put them in a tote, and be a blessing to somebody else that's less fortunate. So I think we're going to have a great, I'm telling you all, you have not been to an event until you've been to a Life Church event.
Come on now.
They be off the chain.
Yep.
And y'all know we love to eat. Y'all know we love to eat. So y'all want to come out and check us out, y'all. It's going to be a fun time.
Yes.
All right. So I need you all support. Please support me in this effort. Also, you all, we had our great good sister on 2 weeks in a row, Tracy Prentice.
Yes.
Which is a State Farm agent that can come on any given week to answer any of you all's questions as it is when it comes to bundling your house insurance and your cars and things of that nature. She's been a great asset to the Good News with Elder Miller and co-host Dorian H. Nash. We want to continue to keep her out there, out front, because her resources, you all, are our resources. And we want to continue to support our sister. So we'll look forward to having her coming back real soon as well. And we want to thank God for Chris Taylor for coming in, man, and sharing with us today. It's been a wonderful time. We definitely
just kicking it.
Man, and we're gonna have him come back soon, you all. But this is what Chicago has to offer, and we have a lot of talent that's going to be coming through this way. You all stay tuned. And last week we had my brother Keith Howell on here that just did his debut on Chicago PD, and we're looking for Chris to do big things as well.
We're gonna go to your premiere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Let's do that. Tell them about the premiere and where they can get tickets. All that.
Yes, February 5th at the DuSable Museum, 4 to 8. $20 at the door. Will be doing the first ever premiere of the film Pretty Crazy, which I star in as Blake, and will be on streaming platforms as soon as possible. As soon as I get the information, y'all get the information.
Amen.
Yes.
And we're bing. But man, we want to thank you all for stopping in and sharing tonight. Y'all was awfully quiet tonight. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Did something come on? Did we miss something tonight or something, man?
It's all right.
It's all good.
Right. Y'all
know
catch
how
the
we do
replay.
it. Y'all, exactly. The replay is always the best play. So, but we thank God for all of you all, and please continue to let people know. And guess what, you all? We're super excited about what's coming up in February as well, because we get to tell you all about American history, about where we came from and where we are going, you all. So we want to enlighten you all on that. So please continue to keep us lifted up and keep us in your prayers as we keep you in our prayers as we move forward. We want to thank you all. And once again, we thank you, Chris Taylor, for coming in. We thank you for having. I mean, it was an awesome show today. I just played it. We are able to continue to hope.
Come on now.
People. With that being said, co-host, if you got anything else to say?
Well, you done said it all, because we over time. So love y'all.
Right.
And see y'all next week.
Peace.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ. WVTC also